Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're delving into one of the core areas of philosophy, epistemology. Epistemology is the study of knowledge, asking fundamental questions about what we can know and how we come to know it. What is knowledge? How do we distinguish between true beliefs and mere opinions? Let's explore these profound questions and uncover the various perspectives on the nature of knowledge. Section 1. Historical Perspectives on Epistemology. Ancient Views. Epistemology has been a central concern of philosophy since ancient times. In ancient Greece, Plato and Aristotle offered foundational ideas about knowledge. Plato, in his dialogues, proposed that knowledge is justified true belief. He believed that true knowledge comes from understanding the eternal forms or ideas that exist beyond the physical world. Aristotle, on the other hand, took a more empirical approach. He argued that knowledge begins with sensory experience and that we come to understand the world through observation and reasoning. For Aristotle, knowledge involves grasping the essential nature of things through systematic inquiry and logical analysis. Medieval and early modern perspectives. During the medieval period, philosophers like Thomas Aquinas integrated Aristotelian epistemology with Christian theology. Aquinas argued that faith and reason are compatible and that we can gain knowledge through both divine revelation and natural reason. In the early modern period, René Descartes introduced a new approach to epistemology. Descartes sought to establish a foundation for knowledge by doubting everything that could be doubted, arriving at the famous conclusion, cogito, ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. His method of radical doubt aimed to secure certain knowledge by starting from indubitable truths. Section 2. Modern philosophical arguments. Empiricism. Empiricism is the view that all knowledge comes from sensory experience. John Locke, an influential empiricist, argued that the mind at birth is a tabula rasa, or blank slate, and that all knowledge is built up from sensory impressions. Locke distinguished between primary qualities, which are inherent in objects, and secondary qualities, which depend on our perception. David Hume, another prominent empiricist, pushed this view further by questioning the very basis of causality and induction. Hume argued that our belief in cause and effect is not derived from reason but from habit and custom. This skepticism about induction raised significant challenges for empiricism. Rationalism. In contrast to empiricism, rationalism emphasizes the role of reason and innate ideas in acquiring knowledge. René Descartes, Baruch Spinoza, and Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz are key figures in rationalism. Descartes believed that certain knowledge can be attained through the use of reason, and that some ideas, such as the concept of God and mathematical truths, are innate. Leibniz, for instance, argued that the mind contains certain a priori principles that structure our experience and understanding. Rationalists maintain that reason provides a more secure foundation for knowledge than sensory experience, which can be deceptive. Kantian synthesis. Immanuel Kant attempted to bridge the gap between empiricism and rationalism with his critical philosophy. Kant argued that while all knowledge begins with experience, not all knowledge arises from experience. He proposed that the mind actively shapes and organizes sensory data through innate categories of understanding. Kant's synthesis posits that both sensory experience and rational structures are necessary for knowledge. His famous dictum, "Thoughts without content are empty. Intuitions without concepts are blind," highlights the interdependence of sensory data and conceptual understanding. Section 3. Key Concepts in Epistemology. Justification. One of the central concerns of epistemology is the justification of belief. What distinguishes justified beliefs from mere opinions? The traditional account, known as the tripartite theory of knowledge, holds that knowledge is justified true belief. For a belief to count as knowledge, it must be true, the person must believe it, and there must be sufficient justification for the belief. Skepticism. Skepticism is the view that we cannot have certain knowledge. Radical skeptics like Pyrrho of Elis in ancient Greece argue that we should suspend judgment about all beliefs because nothing can be known with certainty. Modern skeptics, such as Hume, challenge our ability to know anything beyond immediate experience, questioning the reliability of induction and the existence of an objective world. Epistemic relativism. Epistemic relativism is the view that knowledge and truth are relative to different cultures, societies, or historical contexts. According to relativists, there are no absolute standards of truth, and what counts as knowledge can vary across different epistemic systems. This perspective challenges the idea of universal and objective knowledge, emphasizing the diversity of ways of knowing. Section 4. Contemporary Debates in Epistemology. The Gettier Problem. In 1963, philosopher Edmund Gettier published a short paper that challenged the traditional tripartite theory of knowledge. Gettier presented cases where individuals had justified true beliefs that were not instances of knowledge. These Gettier cases show that having justified true belief might not be sufficient for knowledge, prompting ongoing debates about the nature of justification and knowledge. Internalism versus externalism. One major debate in contemporary epistemology is between internalism and externalism about justification. Internalists argue that justification depends on factors accessible to the subject's awareness. In contrast, externalists maintain that justification can depend on external factors, such as the reliability of the belief-forming process, regardless of whether the subject is aware of them. Virtue epistemology. Virtue epistemology focuses on the qualities or virtues of the epistemic agent rather than the properties of beliefs. According to virtue epistemologists like Ernest Sosa and Linda Zagzebski, knowledge arises from the exercise of intellectual virtues such as open-mindedness, intellectual courage, and intellectual humility. This approach emphasizes the role of the agent's character in acquiring and justifying knowledge. Section 5. Epistemology in Everyday Life. Critical thinking and inquiry. Understanding epistemology can enhance our critical thinking and inquiry skills. By examining how we come to know things and the justification for our beliefs, we can become more discerning and reflective thinkers. This involves questioning assumptions, evaluating evidence, and being open to revising our beliefs in the light of new information. Science and empirical knowledge. Epistemology plays a crucial role in the philosophy of science. Scientific knowledge relies on empirical observation, experimentation, and the formulation of theories. Understanding the epistemic foundations of science helps us appreciate the methods and limitations of scientific inquiry, fostering a more nuanced view of scientific knowledge. Ethics and epistemic responsibility. Epistemic responsibility involves the ethical dimensions of belief and knowledge. How we form and hold beliefs has moral implications, affecting our actions and interactions with others. Practicing epistemic virtues such as honesty, openness to criticism, and intellectual humility contributes to a more responsible and ethical approach to knowledge. Conclusion. In this video, we've explored the profound and intricate field of epistemology, examining historical and modern perspectives on knowledge, justification, and belief. From ancient philosophical inquiries to contemporary debates, epistemology continues to challenge and deepen our understanding of what we can know and how we come to know it. By exploring key concepts such as justification, skepticism, and epistemic relativism, and considering the implications of epistemology in everyday life, we gain a richer appreciation for the complexities of knowledge. Our philosophical beliefs about knowledge shape our critical thinking, influence our scientific endeavors, and guide our ethical responsibilities. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the philosophy of knowledge. Don't forget to subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more enlightening content on philosophy and epistemology. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep striving for a deeper understanding of knowledge and belief.